Find that internal shareholders are the shareholders who purchase the shares of the company with the intention to own and run that company. Generally, these are the corporate shareholders, means these are the corporation who purchases the shares of the other business organization. So generally, these are considered as holding companies. Normally, the holding companies are the one which has more than 50% shares of the other company, or in case if they do the majority shareholding, but still they are controlling the affairs of that business organization. On the other hand, the company whose shares have been acquired is considered as its subsidiary. Then there are families and groups of friends which purchases the shares of the company and their intention is
Sorry, sir.
to hold the majority.
Sir, kindly will you repeat the holding?
A company which holds the majority shareholding of the other company is known as holding company. For instance, if a company has more than 50% shares of the other company, it would be considered as a holding company. And the company whose shares has been purchased by this company would be considered as its subsidiary.
Right, sir.
ठीक है जी?
Right, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Ji. Then there are families or group of friends. As we discussed earlier, that let's suppose Mia Mansha, he owns the Nishat group of companies. He owns the MCB, the Recycle Group, which owns the Kohinoor Textile. Then there is basically Hashu Group, which owns a portfolio of the companies. So these are the families or these are the groups of friends which basically acquire or purchases the company's shares in order to control them and to run them. Whereas the other type of the investors are the investors who are basically investing or purchasing the shares with the intention to earn the profit on those shares only. Their intention is not to run the business organization. Their intention is not to control the business organization. Their perspective is just to earn the return on their particular investment. एक मिनट hold कीजिए. Just Okay, sorry. The external investors are basically the investors which invest in the company in order to earn the return from that particular investment. And as we have earlier discussed, that as a shareholder, when you purchase the shares of any company, on those shares or stock, you can earn return in two ways. One is revenue, and the other one is known as capital gain. Any idea about it? That what is the difference between this revenue gain and capital gain?
So revenue is capital is a wholesome amount, and revenue is the profit.
Not exactly.
Sir, capital gain is basically when you invest your personal money in the company and.
Sorry, I can't hear you. Can you repeat it again? What is the difference between revenue gain and capital gain in terms of return on shares? Anyone else? Any idea about this thing, that what do we mean by revenue gain or capital gain when we talk about return on shares or the stocks?
Sir, one option could be that revenue is the gain which you earn as a profit, and capital gain is the gain which you earn in form of shares.
Sir, Capital gain are basically the returns and when you invest. Hello, am I audible?
Zishan, there was some kind of signal distortion. Now you are audible.
सर मैं दोबारा कहता हूँ सर कि रेवेन्यू गेन वो होता है सर जो कि दैट इज अर्न और रिटर्न इन शेप ऑफ प्रॉफिट, और कैपिटल गेन सर वो होता है दैट इज अर्न इन टर्म्स ऑफ शेयर सर, मोर शेयर. दैट इज माय पॉइंट.
ठीक है. Whenever you,
Sir.
please, anyone else who want to say something?
जी सर, रेवेन्यू गेन में सर इट इज द बेसिकली गेन और प्रॉफिट जो कि बिजनेस के अंदर गुड्स की प्रोविजन के बाद जो है ना यू गेन, एंड द कैपिटल गेन इज प्राइमरीली लिंक्ड विद द गेन ऑन शेयर सर.
Okay, a little bit.
सर गेन कैपिटल गेन मींस ये भी हो सकता है कि जो आपका मेन कैपिटल है उसके अंदर जो बढ़ोतरी हो रही है या जो उसमें इंक्रीमेंट हो रहा है सर. और रेवेन्यू में ये है कि सिंपली आपका जो जो इन्वेस्टमेंट है उसमें जो गेन हो रहा है सर.
सर इसकी एक और कॉनोटेशन भी हो सकती है जिसमें रेवेन्यू गेन मींस के जो शेयर की इन्वेस्टमेंट के बाद आपको गेन हुआ है, और कैपिटल गेन मींस के जो शेयर की अपनी जो वैल्यू है उसमें जो इजाफा हुआ है सर.
Okay, we can write it in simple words. We can write it like this. There is one is profit on shares, ठीक है, which in accounting or finance we called it as dividend. ठीक है, तो as an investor, one type of return that you can get by making investment in the shares is that you can earn some profit on the shares. Means when the company earns profit, it distributes some portion of the profit among the shareholders. The part of profit that is distributed amongst the shareholders in terms of profit that is distributed among the shareholders is known as dividend. So one type of the return that the shareholders can get is the profit on the shares. The other one is increase in share price. ठीक है? One is the profit that you will get on the shares. The other one is the increase in the share price. So the benefit that you get in the form of the increase in share price, this is another perspective. So for example, let's suppose you purchased a share for, let's suppose, rupees 100 a year ago. And during the year, the company paid a dividend of, let's suppose, rupees 5 per share. And today, after 1 year, you have sold that share for rupees 120. Okay. So if you look at this situation, the initial investment of rupees 100 that you have made to purchase the share, on this investment of rupees 100, you have earned a dividend of rupees 5 during the share. So the profit on the share that you have earned during that time period is 5 rupees. And then by holding that share for 1 year, at the end of the year, you have sold that share for rupees 120. तो 100 का शेयर जो है 120 में सेल किया तो कितनी प्राइस चेंज हुई?
20
sir.
20 rupees. So it means that,
excuse me sir.
जी बोले
सर इसमें तो मतलब ये फिजिबल ज्यादा नहीं लग रहा, क्योंकि अगर हम इसमें टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी को देखें तो दिस इन्वेस्टमेंट डजंट सीम्स
just hold a second. We are not saying that whether it is a worthwhile investment or not, or whether investor has earned ample return on this investment or not. We're not going into those technicalities. फिर मसला ये होता है कि जो लोग फाइनेंस बैकग्राउंड के नहीं है वो फिर बीच में फंस जाते हैं जी कि टाइम वैल्यू ऑफ मनी क्या है या वो
okay my bad.
Just a simple context that we were discussing, that how can we, in what ways we can earn the return on the shares. We discussed that return can be in two ways. One is the profit that you are getting on those shares, and the second is the increase in the price or the market price of the share. So we took a simple example that let's suppose a year ago you purchase a share of rupees 100. During the year or at the end of the year, the company paid an interim or annual dividend of rupees 5. And at the end of the year, you sold that share for 120. So in this context, you have earned a dividend of rupees 5. And by selling the share of rupees 100 that you purchased earlier for 100 rupees, now you have sold it for 120. You have gained or earned a price increase of 20 rupees. So in this context, 5 in terms of dividend and 20 in terms of price change, you have got a benefit of 25 rupees. Is it clear, Ji?
Yes, sir.
जी sir.
Now,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
now this 5
Yes, sir.
which you have earned in the terms of dividend, this is your revenue gain, and the rupees 20 that you have earned in form of price increase, this is your capital gain. I hope this is clear now.
Yes, sir. Clear.
ठीक है जी?
Yes, sir.
Clear, sir.
तो अब एज एन इन्वेस्टर आपका क्या पर्सपेक्टिव हो सकता है? यू कैन होल्ड द शेयर्स फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम, एंड बाय होल्डिंग दोज शेयर्स you are running that company, you are managing the company, you are enjoying the dividends on those shares, and later on, due to increase in price, you can basically have the profit in terms of capital gain. And the second possibility is, as a day trader, as a short-term investor, you simply purchase the shares. The moment there is increase in the price of the share, or the moment the company announces the dividends, you are holding the shares, you simply earn that profit and sell them. ठीक है जी? So these are the two ways through which the investors can invest in the company. Now someone has asked that what do you mean by institutional investors? Whenever people are investing in the companies, it can be a real investor who is making investment. For example, any one of us purchase the share of any company which is listed in the stock market. So we would be treated as individual customers or individual traders, individual shareholders. And if any institution, let's suppose Askari Bank purchases the shares of, let's suppose, Unilever or Nestle. In that situation, Askari Bank would be considered as a corporate shareholder or institutional shareholder. Likewise, there are specific type of the business organization which are created for the sake of making investment in different organizations. Later on discuss भी करेंगे. जैसे म्यूचुअल फंड्स होते हैं जो डिफरेंट लोगों से फंड्स पूल करते हैं, उन पैसों को फिर क्या करते हैं, डिफरेंट मार्केट्स के अंदर इन्वेस्ट करते हैं. तो these corporations, these institutions which make investments in the different markets, especially in the stock market, these are considered as institutional investors. इंडिविजुअल इन्वेस्टर कौन हो गया? जो एक आम इंडिविजुअल होगा. इंस्टीट्यूशन इन्वेस्टर का हो गया जो कि कोई बिजनेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन या कोई इंस्टीट्यूशन होगा.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था मेरा, ये जो आपने अभी एग्जांपल दिए सर,
जी जी,
इसमें ये भी तो हो सकता है ना कि सर एक कंपनी ने बेशक डिविडेंड दिया लेकिन उसकी शेयर की प्राइस नीचे चली गई है. मैंने 100 का लिया था, वो 120 की जगह 90 रुपीस पे आ गया, तो उसमें कैपिटल गेन तो उसका नेगेटिव में नहीं हो जाएगा सर?
तो वो कैपिटल लॉस हो जाएगा
सर.
ठीक है. तो हमने तो यहाँ पॉजिटिव रिटर्न की बात की है ना. लेट्स सपोज आप इस चीज की बात कर रहे हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल हमने ये कहा जी कि फॉर एग्जांपल यू परचेज द शेयर फॉर रुपीज 100, ठीक है, एंड लेटर ऑन ड्यू टू द डिक्रीज इन द प्राइस 95. तो अब 100 का शेयर अगर आप 95 में सेल कर रहे हैं तो यू हैव सफर्ड अ लॉस ऑफ 5 रुपीज पर शेयर. तो इट वुड बी कैपिटल लॉस. ठीक है. सो इफ यू आर getting a return, that is a capital gain, but if it is the other way around, you are suffering loss, it would be considered as capital loss.
Right sir.
Okay जी. Then moving forward.
सर एक क्वेश्चन था सर, बिफोर वी मूव फॉरवर्ड एक थोड़ी सी क्लैरिफिकेशन चाहिए थी. सर मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी बिल्कुल आ रही है. आप बोलिए.
अच्छा सर, ये आपने बताया था ये होल्डिंग कंपनीज के बारे में कि ये वो कंपनीज होती हैं कि जो दूसरी कंपनीज के 50% से ज्यादा शेयर्स खरीद लेती हैं. इजंट इट लाइक दैट सर?
जो दो कॉन्टेक्स्ट हो सकते हैं. एक ये है कि दे आर होल्डिंग मोर देन 50% शेयर्स ऑफ द कंपनी और वो उनकी मैनेजमेंट को कंट्रोल कर रहे हैं. सेकंड पर्सपेक्टिव ये भी हो सकता है कि दे आर नॉट हैविंग द मेजॉरिटी शेयर होल्डिंग बट दे आर द कंट्रोलिंग शेयर होल्डर्स ऑफ द कंपनी।
राइट, और जी सर ये कॉर्पोरेट शेयर होल्डर्स भी फिर इन्हीं को कहेंगे सर,
कि कॉर्पोरेट शेयर,
होल्डिंग कंपनीज?
देखें कॉर्पोरेट का मतलब है कॉर्पोरेशंस, ठीक है। जैसे इंडिविजुअल शेयर होल्डर्स हैं तो इट मींस इंडिविजुअल्स आर परचेजिंग द शेयर्स। Corporate shareholder means these are the business organizations or these are the corporations which are purchasing the shares of the other company. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल जैज ने वारिद को जो है ना वो एक्वायर किया, जैज जो वारिद है वो जैज में मर्ज हो गया, तो एक्चुअली हुआ क्या कि जैज एक्चुअली एक्वायर्ड द शेयर्स ऑफ द वारिद, ठीक है। तो नाउ इट्स अ कॉर्पोरेट shareholder which has basically acquired the shares of the other company. One corporation has purchased the shares of the other company. So this is a kind of corporate shareholders, means these are the shareholders which are the business organization or the corporations which are making investment in the other business organizations. ठीक है जी?
जी सर, थैंक यू।
वेलकम जी। ओके जी। Then the controlling shareholders, the point that we were discussing, Atif sir asked about it, Jonas mein, that controlling shareholders are basically the shareholders which are managing the affairs of any business organization, who are in control, who are in the power, who are in the driving seat. But majority is not a necessity. Okay? By and large, majority shareholders are the one who are controlling shareholders. But sometimes it also happens that despite of the fact that they are having the majority shareholding, they are not interested to carry or to manage the affairs of the business organization. And in West, majority of the situation happens that most of the time the people who are the majority shareholders are not the controlling shareholder. They are least concerned about the business operations. What they are concerned is the return on their investment. So despite of the fact that they are not actively involved and still they are getting the profit, they are comfortable with this setting, Jonas mein. ठीक है जी?
सर ये कंट्रोलिंग शेयर होल्डर्स कुड बी इन बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स एज वेल सर?
Yes.
वहां पे भी हो सकते हैं या?
Yes. Most of them or most of their representatives are in the board of directors, Jonas mein. That's how they would control the company. देखें, if they are not controlling the company, if they are not the ones who have basically made, who are not in the driving seat or who are not having representation in the board of directors, how they would basically be in the controlling power. ठीक है? कंट्रोलिंग तो तभी होनी है ना जब उसकी जो मैनेजमेंट है उसके ऊपर जो है ना उनकी रिप्रेजेंटेशन ज्यादा है। जी रियाज साहब।
Sir, if you permit, can I add one example आपके इसी बात को सर?
जी जरूर प्लीज।
हमारी environment में we have two examples. One is group और इसका friends and family और दूसरा institutional shareholding का। फौजी फाउंडेशन is one, जैसे हमने LLCs का पढ़ा था, वो फौजी फाउंडेशन है, उसकी आगे सब्सिडीज हैं, फौजी फर्टिलाइजर है, फौजी सीमेंट है एंड सो ऑन। जितनी ये कंपनीज हैं इनके 40-50% शेयर जो हैं वो फौजी फाउंडेशन के पास होते हैं, बाकी मार्केट में होते हैं। फौजी फाउंडेशन रन्स डिफरेंट हॉस्पिटल्स, डिफरेंट स्कूल कॉलेजेस, तो यहाँ से जो रिटर्न मिलता है वो उसको स्कूल कॉलेजेस और हॉस्पिटल्स पे स्पेंड करते हैं। This can be a colossal example of institutional shareholding हमारी environment में। Second, groups, families and friends का अगर आप देखें, recently आपने मीडिया में सुना होगा चौधरी शुगर मिल का एक केस है जो कि मरीम नवाज के ऊपर आजकल उसके ग्राइंडिंग करने की कोशिश कर रहा है नैब। उस केस में मेजर शेयर होल्डर व शरीफ फैमिली ओनली, उसमें मरियम के शेयर थे, उसमें उसके भाइयों के शेयर थे, उसके कजिन्स के शेयर थे, और वो उस पे शेयर बाहर बेचा करते थे, वहां से पैसा आता था फिर जाता था, वो मनी लॉन्ड्रिंग का, दैट्स अ लॉन्ग स्टोरी, बट क्लासिकल एग्जांपल है फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली शेयर होल्डिंग का, कि चौधरी शुगर मिल वाज ओन्ड बाय अ फैमिली एंड डिफरेंट फैमिली मेंबर्स हैड द शेयर्स। बाकी कंपनियों में भी ऐसे होते हैं, लेकिन ये एक एग्जांपल मैंने कहा आजकल काफी हॉट एग्जांपल है। थैंक यू सर।
वो जरा डिबेटेबल हो जाती है थोड़ी सी जो है ना वो चीजें जाती है, इस वजह से मैंने उसको नहीं टच किया। मैंने इसी वजह से वो आपको कोई नूर ग्रुप की एग्जांपल दे दी, हाशु ग्रुप की एग्जांपल दे दी, आपके साथ जो है ना वो मियां मंशा की एग्जांपल जो है ना वो शेयर कर दी जो है ना उसमें, ठीक है। तो देयर आर ह्यूज इन्वेस्टर्स, दे आर मेकिंग इन्वेस्टमेंट इन डिफरेंट कंपनीज। थैंक यू वेरी मच। Seen in the West, basically what happens is that generally board members do not hold more than a quarter of the company shares. But in case of Pakistan, most companies are controlled by the families and the close groups who nominate the board members. तो ये जो अभी क्वेश्चन पूछा गया था कि क्या जो है ना कंट्रोलिंग शेयर होल्डर जो है ना वो बोर्ड के अंदर भी होंगे, तो बिल्कुल पाकिस्तान के सिनेरियो के अंदर जो है ना मेजॉरिटी जो बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स हैं, either they are directly the ones who are owning the majority shareholders, or they are controlling shareholders, or they are the representative of those majority or controlling shareholders.
सर ये जो सिचुएशन इन वेस्ट एंड पाकिस्तान का अगर इन कंपैरिजन अगर हम करें तो यही वजह है कि पाकिस्तान की जो सूरत हाल है उसकी वजह से पाकिस्तान की कंपनीज ग्रो नहीं करती फॉर द लॉन्ग टाइम, और वेस्ट की जो है ना वो 100 साल 200 साल से एस्टेब्लिश हैं और चल रही हैं।
नहीं, this is basically not the scenario जो है ना उसमें, this is not the only reason because of which these problems are occurring. देखें आपकी जो ओवरऑल इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशन रही है या लास्ट डेकेड के अंदर जो हमारे एनर्जी क्राइसिस हम लोगों ने फेस किए हैं, या इसके अलावा जो हमारी लॉ एंड ऑर्डर या टेररिज्म की जो है ना वो सिचुएशन रही है, तो एज अ नेशन उन चीज़ों ने भी बहुत ज़्यादा जो है इंडस्ट्री को क्या किया है, इफेक्ट किया है। आपका जो एनर्जी क्राइसिस था उसकी वजह से मेजॉरिटी आपकी टेक्सटाइल जो फर्म्स थी, दे क्लोज डाउन, दे शिफ्टेड देयर ऑपरेशंस टू बांग्लादेश। रीजन बीइंग कि वहाँ पे जो है ना वो आपको चीपर लेबर अवेलेबल थी, चीपर जो है ना वो रॉ मटेरियल अवेलेबल था, तो वहाँ से जो है ना उसकी जो है ना सिचुएशन जो है ना वो पॉसिबल है। तो ये सिर्फ दैट्स नॉट द ओनली रीजन कि जो अगर मेजॉरिटी शेयर होल्डिंग जो है ना वो ग्रुप्स के पास है या फैमिलीज के पास है, तो वो उसके डाउनफॉल का जो है ना रीजन है। या अगर ये इसको बिल्कुल ऑनरशिप में जो है ना वो डाइल्यूट कर दी जाए और जो इंडिविजुअल इन्वेस्टर्स हैं उनको ये राइट्स दे दिए जाएं, तो उससे कंपनी जो है ना वो टॉप परफॉर्म करना शुरू कर देंगी जो है ना उसमें, ठीक है। देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ अदर मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स which are a reason of the failure of most of the companies in our scenario. And some and in the Western context, when you see that the companies have grown a lot, तो उनकी वजह ये है कि इस पर्सपेक्टिव में, तो दिस इज नॉट द अलोन फैक्टर दैट हैज मेड देम सक्सेसफुल। बहुत सारे और जो है ना पर्सपेक्टिव हैं जो कि आपके मैक्रो इकोनॉमिक हैं जो है ना करते हैं।
फाइन सर, फाइन।
ये काइंडली अपने जो माइक म्यूट करके रखें, and if you want to say something then definitely contribute, otherwise just mute your mics. External shareholders, as we have discussed earlier, they are generally not on the board, they are not interested, they have lack of the interest to control the companies, they have lack of unity because these are the dispersed group or the individuals. So the unity is one of the problem, and therefore they lack the influence on the company's decisions or the company's board of directors. Obviously, if they are not on the board, if their representatives are not on the board, they have least concerned about the decisions which are being taken into account, and they do not have the unity among themselves. So as minority shareholders,
Gibran, please mute your mic. Gibran.
It's not mine. मैं सर को बता रहा हूँ कि kindly सर आपको म्यूट कर देंगे। I don't know किसी और का था।
नहीं, वो it's better that you should yourself mute or unmute the mics, क्योंकि बीच में अगर कोई आंसर देना चाहते हैं या कोई जो है ना वो कोई क्वेश्चन करना चाहते हैं, तो वो फिर थोड़ा सा डिस्टर्ब होता है कि मैं सबको रिस्ट्रिक्ट कर दूं और फिर जिसका जो है ना वो करना चाहते हैं उसको अलाउ करें। माशाल्लाह ऑल ऑफ यू आर ग्रोन अप, वो हो जाता है कभी अनइंटेंशनली बीच में प्रॉब्लम। तो आई थिंक देयर शुड नॉट बी एनी काइंड ऑफ एनफोर्समेंट। आपके एंड पे अगर किसी की तरफ से कोई ऐसा अनम्यूट रह जाता है तो उसको म्यूट कर लिया करें, ताकि ये जो एक फ्री डिस्कशन है या पार्टिसिपेशन है दैट शुड रिमेन देयर।
Thank you sir.
Welcome ji. Okay ji. Then there are small private shareholders. Basically, they comprise of the different individuals who make investment in the business organization for the profit taking. Their only interest is the increase in the share price change because they are making investment for the short term. So the moment they see that there's some profit taking opportunity in the market because of the increase in share price, they sell the shares and they get benefit out of it. Then the another situation is that they do not have the long-term interest in the business organization, because their perspective is short-term investment. Their perspective is to earn the profit on the investment that they have made in terms of the increase in share price. So they are looking forward for the investment opportunities in terms of the increase in share price. So the moment that price fluctuates in their favor, they take the benefit out of it and just liquidate their investment. Only a little interest in the earnings, because okay, Ji. Only a little interest in the earnings. Generally, what we discussed earlier, that because of the better performance of the company's profit increases, and because of the increase in the profit, what happens that the increase in the demand for the share also increases, and due to the increase in the demand for share, the market price increases. But sometimes it happens that despite of the fact that a company has earned more profit, its share price is not being affected by the profit. And sometimes it is affected, but not to a greater extent. So whatsoever the profit situation is, these investors are rarely concerned about the profit or loss situation. They are mainly concerned about the increase in the price. If you recall the discussion that we normally used to discuss, that the goal of the firm could be profit maximization. It could be earning per share maximization, and it could be share holders wealth maximization. So what is generally said? What should be the goal of the firm? Should it be profit maximization? Should it be earning per share maximization? Or should it be shareholders wealth maximization? And why?
Sir, small private shareholders तो earning per share I think होना चाहिए सर.
जी, वो क्यों?
सर इसलिए कि उसकी इन्वेस्टमेंट छोटे लेवल पे होती है और उसको मतलब अपनी हेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन डेफिनेटली उसकी हो ही जाएगी अगर वो उसके अर्निंग पर शेयर, अगर एक उसके पर शेयर में अगर उसकी प्राइस में इंक्रीज होती है तो उसकी थर्ड ऑप्शन तो खुद ही डेल्ट हो जाएगी सर.
नहीं, कुछ चले भैया बताएं प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन.
सर इसमें एक व्यू ये भी है सर कि अगर कंपनी के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखें तो कंपनी वुड लाइक टू गो फॉर प्रॉफिट मैक्सिमाइजेशन. अगर शेयर होल्डर के पर्सपेक्टिव से देखें तो वो देखना चाहेगा अर्निंग पर शेयर होल्डर मैक्सिमाइजेशन. और शेयर होल्डर वेल्थ मैक्सिमाइजेशन आई थिंक ये कंपनी और शेयर होल्डर दोनों के पर्सपेक्टिव में सर ये दोनों को फेवरेबल सर.
Okay, very right and very good for point of view. Gee, anyone else? What is profit maximization? Then we should increase the profits. Okay, it should be higher profits. How profit is calculated? In simple terms, it is revenue minus expenses.
Revenue minus expenses.
Okay, very good. It's revenue minus expenses. Ji Riyasab, you want to say something?
Sir, reduce expenses भी की आगे 2-3 किस्म है. उसमें फाइनेंशियल एक्सपेंस है, उसमें मैनेजमेंट एक्सपेंस है, रिकरिंग एक्सपेंसेस होते हैं. रिड्यूस एक्सपेंसेस, इंक्रीज योर आउटपुट. उसमें अगेन उसमें आ जाएगा आउटपुट में उसकी सेल आपकी बढ़नी चाहिए, आपकी प्रोडक्शन बढ़नी चाहिए. तो ये चीजें दैट्स हाउ व्हेन यू put earning divided by expenses, so
Okay.
that becomes your profit.
Okay.
Everybody would like to maximize profit. इसमें एक पहले जो पॉइंट गुजरा सर उसमें मेरा एक्चुअली मैंने हैंड रेज किया था
एक मिनट
इन्वेस्टर भी 3 किस्म के हैं, शॉर्ट टर्म इन्वेस्टर, डेली इन्वेस्टर कह लें, डेली बेसिस वाले, मीडियम टर्म इन्वेस्टर, लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर। लॉन्ग टर्म इन्वेस्टर का तो इंटरेस्ट होता है कंपनी की डेवलपमेंट में, आई सपोज सर।
जी जी बिल्कुल ऐसा है। उस पॉइंट को जरा मैं लेता हूँ, लेट्स फिनिश दिस डिस्कशन, फिर उसके बाद जो है ना उसके ऊपर जाते हैं, क्योंकि ये दोनों चीजें हम मिक्स अप हो जाएगी। लेट मी कंप्लीट इट, देन आई विल कम बैक टू योर पॉइंट।
राइट सर, थैंक यू।
ठीक है जी, ये तीनों कॉन्टेक्स्ट देखें एंड देन वी डिस्कस इट। जस्ट गिव मी अ मिनट।
जो सर ये रेवेन्यू माइनस एक्सपेंसेस है, इसमें तो आपका सीधा सीधा आगे प्रॉफिट निकला है। और ये जो नेक्स्ट कॉन्टेक्स्ट है सर, रेवेन्यू इज ग्रेटर देन एक्सपेंसेस, तो इसमें आपके पास, एम आई ऑडिबल?
जी जस्ट वेट अ मिनट, जस्ट प्लीज वेट अ मिनट।
ओके ओके।
जी सॉरी जोनस में। ओके जी, we were saying that in order to calculate the profit or loss, simple way out is that we take the difference of revenues and expenses. If revenues are greater than expense, the outcome would be profit or loss. Profit. And if it is the other way around,
Loss.
it is the loss organization. Let's suppose if revenues are smaller than the expense,
then definitely sir loss.
Then that it is the loss of the business organization. So now the situation is there are two possibilities. There are two things that are affecting the profit or loss of the business organization. One is the revenue, the other one is expense. So it means that if we play with these revenues and expenses, we can actually change the profit or loss of the business organization. Okay? And how we can do it? If we increase the revenue, it would result in increase in profit of the business organization. On the other side, if we are able to decrease the expenses, the profit will increase. Okay? So revenues and expenses basically affects the two things. This is the profit or loss. The increase in revenue would increase the profit. On the other side, if you are able to decrease the expenses, it would increase the profit of the business organization. ठीक है जी?
Yes sir.
Okay, now the management has the discretion, or the, you can say the members who are managing the business organization, the management of the business organization, they have the possibility available, they have the option available, they can play with these numbers, they can play with the revenues and expenses to increase the profit or loss of the business organization. So for example, deferring an expense would lead to decrease in the overall expenses of the business organization, or it would, what would happen is it would increase the profit of the business organization. For example, in this particular year, the company had to incur a maintenance expense, or this is the routine maintenance expense that goes on. But in this particular year, they have deferred that maintenance expense. So by deferring the maintenance expense, the overall expenses would reduce, and due to the decrease in overall expenses, the profit of the business organization would increase. Maybe the company can cut down its advertising or R&D budget. So by decreasing the R&D budget or by decreasing the advertising budget, the company can reduce its expenses, and in this way, the company's profit would increase. But what would be the downside effect of these strategies? Profit to increase.
इसमें सर अगर R&D जो है उसको रिड्यूस करेंगे तो certainly उसका फ्यूचर प्रोस्पेक्ट जो है ना उसके ऊपर कॉम्प्रोमाइज हो रहा है, एंड लॉन्ग टर्म जो है वो उसके इफेक्ट्स उस तरीके से अचीव नहीं करेंगे, कंपेटिटिवनेस जो है ना वो डिक्रीज हो जाएगी सर.
Very right, Joanna. Short term तो benefit achieve कर लिया जाएगा, but in the long run the company would serve if they are not spending on R&D, they are not coming up with the new and innovative products. So what would happen is that in the long run, the company's product would lose their market share. It would lose the creativity. It would lose the innovation or the requirements of their customers or the requirement of the market. So what would happen is they won't be able to survive or compete in the market in the upcoming time period. Likewise, if they are reducing their advertisement budget and their competitors are advertising more, they are attracting more and more clients or the customers, what would happen is they would be able to gain more market share and they would capture the market, and sooner or later you can get out of the market. So on one side, it is providing benefit to the business organization, but on the other side, it may damage or harm the company. In the same way, there are certain policies due to which an expenditure that has been incurred for a certain period may be treated as an asset instead of treating it as an expense of the business organization. For example, आपने क्या किया कि जो existing plant था उसकी overhaul कराई और उसके overhaul और उसकी maintenance के साथ साथ उसकी upgradation भी आपने करा दी. Now, due to the increase in production capacity or productive capacity of that particular asset, or due to the increase in the useful life of the asset, now that expenditure that has been incurred can be treated as a capital expenditure. Capital expenditure means कि उस amount को expense के तौर पे record करने के बजाय आप balance sheet में उसी asset की value में add कर देंगे. तो in that situation, current year expenditure आपका reduce हो जाएगा. Current year expenditure reduce होने से आपका profit जो है ना वो enhance हो जाएगा. Likewise, revenues have a direct effect on the profit of the business organization. अगर production ज़्यादा करेंगे, sale ज़्यादा करेंगे, आप अपना revenue ज़्यादा earn करेंगे तो profit automatically क्या हो जाएगा? Increase हो जाएगा. Now, as far as this revenue recognition is concerned, तो again the policy lies with the management. आप क्या करेंगे? 100% जो आपने सेल किया उसको रेवेन्यू के तौर पे रिकॉर्ड कर दें, या उसमें से कुछ पोर्शन को आप रेवेन्यू के तौर पे रिकॉर्ड करें और कुछ को आप क्या करें, अभी रेवेन्यू ना रिकॉर्ड करें बल्कि उसको अनअर्न्ड रेवेन्यू या लायबिलिटी के तौर पे जो है ना वो शो कर दें. जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर इंडस्ट्री के अंदर जनरली ये होता है कि जितना भी आप सॉफ्टवेयर पैकेज सेल करते हैं उसके साथ कुछ आफ्टर सेल सर्विसेज